So doing distance riding on both the Dyna and FXR platform for the better part of a decade at this point, I honestly thought I had my loadout completely dialed in. But then I stumbled upon something that would change the game completely. So whether you plan on riding across the town or across the country, stay tuned, because this is a bag that you're definitely going to want to have in your arsenal for this riding season. So without further ado, this is the Torque Endure Waterproof Sissy Bar Backpack before you buy. What's going on, YouTube? FXDLS Brooklyn is back in the building. I'm going to get straight into this one. I really like this bag. I've run a lot of different Sissy Bar bags over the years for my bike trips, but this is one of the first I've found to offer a 100% waterproof guarantee at the price point that this is coming in at. Some of the bags I've run over the years would come with a separate waterproof cover that you could throw over the bag if needed, but if the sky opens up out of nowhere on the highway, you, my friend, are in trouble. The fact that this bag is all waterproof all of the time gives me one less thing to worry about on the long road, and in terms of a notable feature, is an absolute game changer. If you follow me over the years, you've watched me run some relatively simple loadouts and some that, well, let's say, are a little bit more involved. Which, at the end of the day, the more involved your loadout is, the more time it's going to cost you to both load and unload the bike. If you put in 1,000+ mile days on the road like we do, then you know that after 16 hours of hard miles, every single bungee cord that you don't need to pull is a welcome reprieve. And the same holds true for the morning when you have to start loading up your bike for the day. This bag literally slides right on, snap one top buckle, and that's it. You're done. This is the first bag I've ever found like this, and honestly, it's a truly genius design. Remember what I said about putting yourself in the mindset of how exhausted you might be after a 16+ hour day on the road? Well, having this bag easily turn into a backpack sets you up to easily walk away from your bike and into your tent or your hotel room with minimal nonsense. Honestly, even for someone who does not ride, the bag itself makes for a great heavy capacity backpack for any activity. Crush your heavy mile day, throw this bag over your shoulder, and call it a day like a boss. Even with tying down my bags before with multiple high tension bungee cords and straps, sometimes after 700+ hard miles, things just tend to come loose. This is one of my biggest pet peeves on the road, which is when your artistically set up loadout starts to come loose and starts to move out of place while you're riding. I honestly expected after a good amount of riding for this to be the case with this bag, given that it only has two main mechanisms for attachment. I was absolutely blown away when even after putting my full body weight into it, I legitimately could not move this bag out of place. So yeah. It's kind of amazing with how little effort it takes to get this bag on, how it really does sit solid as a rock attached to the Sissy Bar, truly going nowhere even in the hardest of miles. Sometimes it's the little things that really go a long way if you find yourself putting in the real miles, such as the additional loops in the front of the bag so you can attach additional luggage to your loadout. Or the super strong Velcro that keeps this bag sealed even at highway speeds. Or the laptop slot on the inside of the bag. Because I mean, how many times did you have to miss that 40-man Molten Core raid because you were out crushing miles on your Dyna? For a bag coming in at the price point of around $150, it truly does pack a punch while offering just a general sense of simplicity. So yeah. As someone who has stacked many heavy miles on the long road, I can tell you that I am very impressed with this bag. In terms of improvements for the next iteration, I would like to see them add some reflective material to the back of the bag, perhaps being that Torque logo itself, or having the bag come in with a different color option other than black, something that would just give a little bit more visibility to those behind you. I think I would also like to see them offer an XL option of this bag, as typically for my cross-country trips, I do usually run bags with a 50-liter capacity or more. That being said, overall, I am hands down recommending this bag to anyone who lives in the sport touring world. The last strength I'll say about this bag is it is truly versatile. I could see someone using this bag for a day trip. I can also see someone using this bag for a cross-country trip. Either way you go, you can trust that you have a high-quality bag that has your back in even the sketchiest of miles. That's all I got for this one. If you enjoyed this one, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. We do have a Patreon for those deeper cuts and miles, and we'd love to have you on the team. Push yourself to lay down the real miles, and real miles start with a quality Sissy bar bag. Practice a positive mental attitude, and on that, FXDLS Brooklyn is out.